Yo, 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 welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's postseason chats, postseason chats. We're back with another episode of Banterville. You know what it is. Today we got a three-man show. You know what it is. On the right, we got Keke So. On the left, we got Maximilian. Up on the six. In the middle, it's me, now my boy. What's happening, guys?
Not much. Yourself,
How's
Morgan.
it?
What's
How's
good in the
it?
hood?
Just trying to find my questions.
It's all good, man. I'm out here eating some chicken with some brown rice. A little bit of the caramelized onions. Getting myself ready to dig into the news today. I mean, today is not just about football. It's postseason, Everything is happening. Messi's putting transfer requests. Our captain is getting arrested in Mykonos. Chelsea's buying all the German players or all the players in the world. My goodness, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, it's been a crazy week, yeah.
And unfortunately, it's not crazy. It's not crazy with our signings. It's not the kind of crazy we wanted. But man, yeah. So the latest is that Harry's going to keep his captaincy. That's the latest I've seen. So I don't know what you guys think about that.
It's for me, it's a real tough one because I think Harry should have never been in the position he was in. But I think him being captain is a good thing for United. It solves a lot of politics in the dressing room per se. The question is, how is he going to get over this incident? Because to be found guilty in jail ain't no fucking joke, man. Like I mentioned earlier on in the WhatsApp group, I've never heard of a player being found guilty per se. I really don't.
Messi was guilty of tax evasion.
That's true. Yeah, I suppose. But
look, I think I also said this in the group as well. I think, as you said, just to mirror you, Max. When you wear the armband and you're the captain on and off the pitch. That's what you accept. That's the responsibility you take. It's not just during game time. What are my thoughts around it? I think we need Harry to be captain. To be honest, maybe I think we need him to be captain because I think what him being captain stands for. First of all, he's a big character physically. Second of all, I think I wouldn't want, as much as Bruno would probably be my next best option, I wouldn't want him to wear the armband. I think he does enough, and I wouldn't want Pogba to have it either. De Gea, we don't know if he's in or out, especially with the new news this evening. But I mean, like, I just think you don't want the responsibility, the weight of that on anyone else. Because when Pogba also had the captaincy, oh my lord, remember what happened? He just came tumbling. That guy.
I just think, I'm with you. I just think Pogba is. It's not even a him thing. I just think it's the persona.
Yeah.
It's everything around him that. No, it would be too much. It would take away.
Look, Yeah. Go ahead, Kike.
Do you not think that the captaincy could be a factor with regards to how we measure Harry's performances, though? Because he hasn't had that many outstanding performances. Do you not think then maybe he would play with a lot more freedom? But I mean, then again, I'm thinking as a defender, you have one job to be, to be stern at the back, to be strong, let nothing through. Your performances as a defender, they're not as flary as midfielders and attacking players you should be. I mean, for me, that is the best position for someone to be captain. It requires that hardness.
Steadiness, yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't know if Harry was given it too soon. But now that he has it, to be honest, he can keep it. I think it's easier.
Yeah, it's easier. I mean, I think right now what we don't need somebody else. Because right now, we need the back four to really like pick up. They've been good, but we need them to be stellar. But I think the biggest focus in terms of what we need to do to move forward, because defensively we've been okay. So I think the biggest thing is in front of our front four. That's really where less pressure needs to happen, but more results need to occur. We need to see guys expressing themselves. Obviously, part of it is the coach, but I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just talking about the players. The part where the players have to come in. We need them to express. We need to see different styles of play. We need guys to just come to say, today we did training. These are the tactics or whatever it is. Even though it might be for a whole 90 minutes, fuck it, let's go and let's do what we need to do. We don't need guys who become a bit too passionate. Because especially with our guys, like defenders also don't necessarily just get red cards. I think um, if we look at our track record of players who get red cards, who are the ones who are most likely to get them? Other than Eric Bailly, because I disagree with that one. But before that,
I just
What do
don't
you mean
know
right now?
though.
I don't think we have a very aggressive player. I can't imagine anyone like outright getting a red card. We don't have the Roy Keanes and the Barlotellis.
No, not for something like that. Even Rojo could get a red card, but it's not for passion or anything. It's not for that kind of
This
thing.
foolishness.
that's stupidity.
But now I have a question for you, bro. You mentioned that you feel like we need to see improvements in the front of the back four. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm talking about in terms of priority. I think what I always said to you guys in the group as well is that I think why we need a left-footed centre back and who's actually good, not just someone who's left-leg. Because we had Diddy Blind. By the way, hope he's doing well. Because he had.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
But he was never a centre back. He's a midfielder. You know what I mean?
No, I know, but I'm just saying that we need if you're gonna buy a left-footed centre back, it needs to be someone who's really more than decent. So I'm just adding that as an extra. But I think that would help for us to have quicker decisions at the back. Balls being moved faster, also defending moving a little bit quicker. That's number one. But just to come back to your question, I think our back four isn't terrible. We've had bad moments, but it's not terrible. I think where we're having the biggest issues is in front of in front of the back four. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. For me, I think yes, we are having issues in front of the back four, but I don't think our current first team back four wins championships. It's not the sort of back four you've got the faith that they're going to shut a game down and nothing's going to go in. And we saw it in our last semi-final against Sevilla. Honest to God, Brandon Williams, all I'm blaming for the cross coming across, that's a 50-50. But the organization between Williams and who was the right back was AWB playing that game.
Just actually all four, Max, because Williams doesn't stop the ball. Maguire out of position. Lindelof is trying to go to the front post and he loses the man with AW. It's just
AW. Yeah, it's just not good enough.
It's just
I think with all defenses, the centre back pairing is like almost I wouldn't call it the engine, but it's like the skeleton of a squad. All great teams. Yep. That CB pairing, or at least one of the CBs, needs to be exceptional, like Van Dijk, to actually stop goals from coming in. Where's the organization? It's a joke. And then this.
But
India's.
But actually,
yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say that in pairings, Liverpool actually, because of how good Van Dijk is able to play with whichever centre back was actually next to him.
Yeah.
But in most teams, you won't get that. So you'll need actually two very good.
Van Dijk was the best player in the world last year, as far as I'm concerned. They're the world's best player. Best player. How can you not have an excellent defense?
Can I tell you something? Sorry,
you can carry your partner.
Ballon d'Or. To be honest, I'm totally against it. I'm gonna say 99% because I still got one foot in, but I'm actually absolutely against it because one, I thought it was horrendous that they gave it to Messi because now we're talking pure inconsistency. We might as well.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because I can't even say nobody can say to me that but we can call it an attacker's award because now this year, why could you not give it to Lewandowski? Tell me, explain it to me.
Because if you're going to finish the Champions League, why do you cancel the Ballon d'Or? Like, it doesn't make sense.
It's not like they have to go there. They can tune in on a Zoom.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
What's the issue? Because Messi wasn't going to win, Ronaldo wasn't going to win. I mean,
honestly, with Ballon d'Or, they should use statistics as an aggregator to award points, and then people can vote. It shouldn't just solely be based on a vote. Yeah. I mean, some of the people that are getting votes are ridiculous. What a waste of our time. Some jackass you've never heard of is getting a vote for best player in the world. It can't work like that. Let's look at people's statistics, contribution and then award them points. I know
Yeah,
that's a lot
100%.
harder to do, but with the brain power we have on this planet, we can achieve it.
I mean, look at
They'll
the
need to pay.
Delict. I think he was in the top 10 if I'm not mistaken, or top 20.
Delete,
But
yeah.
he was ahead of Koulibaly. Are you gonna tell me that he's a better player than Koulibaly?
Me, I don't know.
No,
I
you
don't
can't.
know.
You can't.
It sounds suspicious.
So, someone just going back to United now,
Yeah.
and our defense. Someone was saying that actually we might actually be overhyping our squad and underhyping those on the bench. Because I was thinking, even AWB, because I'm just linking it to what Max was saying. Even AWB, Max, is he a Premier League winning right back?
I think with AW, so,
Given his frailties going forward.
no, right now our team overall is not winning, Premier League. So, so is he a Premier League winning right back? No, but he is young, and we've seen consistent improvement to give us the impression that 2 years from now he could be a Premier League winning right back. Because who's his competition? We're talking, what's his, Alexander Trent Arnold.
Yeah, and he's miles ahead.
That's a champion. That's a Champions
But
League.
but then Max, he your point then of he's young. Trent, I think, might be younger.
No, yes, I totally agree. This really comes down to player maturity. Not all players mature at the same time.
Yeah, 100%.
And the where I really saw this, not in football per se, but in boxing, was Mike Tyson was a very early bloomer, but in his prime he was untouchable. Was it Holyfield, the British guy? No, I can't remember. There's a British boxer who was also coming up at the same time. Tyson was coming up, and he was actually a late bloomer. But he's a legend in the sport right now. So I think it just goes to show we all mature at a different pace.
No, that's very true. That's very true.
Greenwood is the business. He came on the scene, he's smashing goals left, right, and center.
And he got chosen for England.
He kicked Graham off the bus. The bus is full, Baba. Hand off.
Actually, I actually want to talk about that. But just finish on AWB, guys. I'll tell you something more. I'm not too upset at AWB going forward, because if you look at it, Valencia, when he was playing at right back and going forward, Valencia was simple. We knew what Valencia was going to do every single time he got the ball. We knew. And it was effective. AWB is just as quick. He's also not that great on the ball, but if he's coached well and told strict instructions, I think he can do that job. I mean, if you know Greenwood is going to cut in, I need to go past him and square the ball in. That's it. I don't think it's complicated. You don't need to be beating players. You're not a creative midfielder. Simple.
Look,
the guy's there to defend. He does a great job defending. 100%. That's good enough for me.
And even against Sevilla, because he hasn't really been good. Like for a little bit, he had a little bit of a patch. Against Sevilla, he was quite good. The goal. I think it was all four. We could blame all 4 of the defenders, but overall, I mean, the man was tackling like he was bad. But my thing with AWB, right? I honestly believe if you were to throw AWB into Man City, into Liverpool, into Man United, into Real Madrid, Barca, he's gonna do really well. I think what also sometimes injures players is the system. Like you saw when Bruno came, all of a sudden AWB was starting to get assists, was pushing different because there was someone who's kind of mentoring him how to move forward. But also, we don't necessarily even play with a natural winger as well. So what he has to deal with is a forward who's playing out of position, because Greenwood does slow play a little bit when he's not on the run. He gets the ball, he tries to figure it out, then he just makes a simple pass to someone. I'm not mad at that. But my point is, it doesn't allow the fullback who's gone forward to really unlock his true potential. Because what you could be doing is maybe he stands a little bit back, the winger beats the player in front of him, and the player in front of him tries to go against him. He pulls another player. Now there's space for the fullback, pass to the fullback, space to cross. Like you don't get to unlock those opportunities, or even how midfield necessarily moves. So I also do think it's down to the system. But I would
100%.
I'd put him in the top 5 best fullbacks, right-sided fullbacks in the world. I would.
In the world.
no. I
Let's
think
relax.
Wait,
Let's say England,
Young-
maybe. Let's start there.
yeah, young up and coming. I think he's definitely there, young and up and coming. He literally just needs a system to know what to do and just to be coached. And I think he can get there. I just think to say, just go out there, my boy, and let's go forward, that's the part that's not working for him. He can't read what Greenwood's gonna do because Greenwood cuts in and then James plays differently. If you know what's gonna happen in front of you, you're allowed to express yourself more. You can go forward freely because you know every time I go forward, Matic moves a little bit to the right. Greenwood, I've got 2 passes available. You know, you feel a little bit free, but we don't have that at the moment.
I mean, this guy's only 22 years old.
He's still young.
Oh, he's turning 23 now this year. But I mean, for if he matures in the next 2 years and then from ages 25 to 30, he plays the best football in his life, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
But a lot of time.
But also you need, because I saw towards the end some of our frailties, and I don't think we were suspect of it too often, to be honest, in the season. But you saw how our players were a bit disaligned. Our back four was a bit disaligned. Like AWB would push forward, Pogba wouldn't pull back. Lindelof would now go towards the fullback. Now there's space in the box, and I'm just like, dudes, like. No one. We need to watch out for that space, and I think when you don't have an elite centre back, because I'm not hating, and I know I'm not a fan of Lindelof. I think he's second tier, but he's still a good centre back. But I think some of the decisions he makes sometimes don't make sense. Like when he drives forward, he never really does anything. Really, maybe he finds a play. He looks confused. Kind of like Phil Jones. If you think about Phil Jones when he drives forward, he doesn't actually lose the ball, does he?
To be honest, I can't even remember what Phil Jones plays like. Like, when's the last time we saw Phil Jones play? Like, I can't even remember, man.
I feel so bad for Phil Jones, man, because he's been a hell of a servant.
Don't feel sorry for Phil Jones.
Nah, we have to give him props.
No, that guy got a new 5-year contract. Yeah, he's fine.
Let's not forget. This man was on the floor trying to head a ball at the risk of him getting a... I've not seen such passion like that in a long time in our team. I don't know what happened to his soccer ability. It just went wrong.
No, but Max, did you remember the Last Dance?
Yeah.
So there was an interview with MJ's personal trainer on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look for it. I think you guys will enjoy the interview. So the guy was talking about how MJ was able to maintain eliteness throughout his career from when they started, and he was talking to before like all the proper stats were out, when you can count how many steps someone did. This guy would literally count the amount of steps MJ did in a game. He would when he would analyze the opponent outside of what the coaches and whatever will be doing, he would say, okay, when these guys play against offensive teams, they move players a bit to the right or they double team whoever. So he would look at direction and he would literally create a training program for that game to say, you're more likely going to be marked by this guy and this guy. The player's going to move to the right and do this. So we're going to train this smaller muscle group in the knee, on the right knee for this side, because you're probably going to put a lot more pressure here. So it was like very scientific and in depth, and also diet and what he would do. He would train with the team, train afterwards. And the point I'm deriving here is that Phil Jones definitely does not train to that level. I can promise you. And I can promise you if he did, and he has the money to, if he did that, that man would probably not be as injury prone as he is. Even to some extent, I think because your body is not used to extreme movements to those extents, and that's why he gets those serious injuries. But you need to train. Obviously, he needs a bit more restraint in terms of some of the tackles he does. But he needs to train his body and the muscles in a particular manner in order to do it. Because a lot of the players, to my understanding, is that they'll follow the regiments that will be provided by their clubs. Sure, they might have like a personal guy or whatever, but it's nothing too serious. And that's the level of eliteness and detail and depth that athletes need to go to really prosper, because the guys do get injured.
Over and above, yeah.
Yeah. So Phil Jones,
Yeah, no, that's fair. Once you know that your body is like this, I mean, you know your body, and as much as the team gives you stuff, you know that your body it's a little bit weak here. You should make that effort.
100%.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Are you guys not worried with regards to how quiet we are in the transfer window? And this is for and this is for ins and outs because we're carrying a lot, so we need in.
I can see the steam coming out of Neo's ears. Come on, Neo. Tell us what you want to say, boy.
Nah, fam. You see this? I'm gonna tell you how it is. This is some big old bullshit. I can tell you right now. September is next week. Let me just pull out the calendar. The 1st of September is when? Is it this Saturday?
Tuesday.
No, wrong month, it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
The 1st of September is next week, Tuesday. The first game is on the 19th. Guys are on holiday, enjoying their life. We're starting.
When are we back in training, actually?
Next week. So we're gonna get like 2 weeks of training.
Interesting.
By the way, Liverpool did a preseason game just yesterday or 2 days ago. So we haven't.
But
against a German team.
Yeah.
Hey, but let's not forget the guys have been playing a lot of football. I'm sure they're on holiday. Let them have their 5 days, and then we can warm back into it. Their muscles are tired, man. It's a lot of football they played.
Nah, man,
100%.
Max, you need to talk to your boy though, bruh. I wanted to put this in the group, but I actually didn't know how to word this. You know,
which boy?
Mason, no, Mason Greenwood. That guy needs to be careful, man. You know, I follow him on Instagram.
What did he do?
I've started to see a change in behavior. I saw this guy. He's upgraded his clothing a little bit. You know, to obviously to things I can definitely not afford at this stage. Then not only that, he had a video where like it was almost like a boomerang, where like he would like swing the phone to the left, and when he swung it to the right, you'd see Lamborghini, and he swings it back to the left. I was just like, our captain is getting arrested. My God, man. I think only
Look, you'd be asking a lot of the kid. I mean, he's what, 18, 19? You'd be asking a lot of the kid. Yeah, that's very young, man. I mean, you think of yourself.
But wait, maybe to answer your question as well. Sorry, but seriously, I think it's extremely poor of the club. So look, no, I don't mind. Even though I do, I believe that if we are going to push to challenge for the title, one of the pieces we require now, not next year, now. That's why I'm not actually mad about the Henderson thing too much. You need Sancho or a player of that caliber. I mean, maybe you want to buy. They could buy Kai Havertz, who's a little bit cheaper. He scores goals as well. That's more goals, whatever. And he also plays on the wing and in the middle. So maybe to pick a battle. So I just feel like the lack of decision, so the indecisiveness that's being executed is extremely poor. Because we might get a player, maybe we'll get a big player, maybe we'll get Sancho. Now you're throwing a guy in who hasn't had time to adapt, hasn't had the time to adapt to his teammates, the strategies, how we're going to play, because it will change when you bring someone.
You don't know how long he's going to take. That's so true.
Exactly. And my thing is, right. even if, so there's the other side of the coin. Yeah, okay, maybe Dortmund are being stubborn. Fine. Now, there's a lot of players, I swear to you. Young, talented, maybe not there, just about to get there. There's a whole list of players who Man United can buy, who they can trade for. You can't tell me that the whole scouting department for the whole
can't find anyone.
Only focused on Sancho. So they send a different scout to a different Dortmund game for one guy.
To go and confirm that they really saw Sancho. No, he's the one. He's the only one.
I think it's extraordinarily poor. And just based on that alone, I am willing to predict that we are going to finish between 4th and 7th. Just on that alone.
To be honest, I think it looks more like 6 between 5 6. You look like they guaranteeing themselves third spot. Don't forget that the reason why Spurs were below is because they started off really horribly. And if Mourinho now kicks on, they could be the number 4. Leicester's still going to be strong. Brandon Williams has fire. Wolves is there. And if we do nothing, and also if we only get Sancho, but we only get Sancho right at the end of the transfer window, and maybe supposedly we lose the first 3 or we're already in the back foot. We're already chasing. So it just shows lack of ambition, man. There's just lack of ambition.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's lack of ambition. It's lack of diligence, professionalism. There's something wrong. We were supposed to have a director of football long ago. Where's that guy? He's also on holiday in Mykonos by the sounds of it.
First things first, Max.
Like Neo is saying, what you call it? It's like the scouting department is nowhere to be found. We've got a war kitty. Like we've got money for days at United, I think. It's been used for nothing. I'm definitely seeing a change in the generation of football stars at this point in my life because there's a lot of people coming onto the scene I didn't know existed or I don't know about, but there seems to be a lot of young talent out there. We're not taking advantage of that. So we've got issues, man. We've got serious issues. And I'll tell you, I personally think that Frank Lampard is a better tactician than Oli, just from his resume and what he's achieved. And if he's armoring his lads, because last year Chelsea bought no one, didn't they? They weren't allowed to go into, and they still managed to make us run for first.
Yeah, it was just youth. Yeah, it was just youth. Yeah,
guys like Tammy Abrahams and Phil Foden and what's his name, Mason Mount gave us a run for our money. It just goes to show we've got issues at our team. And we're exposed in our semi-finals.
Those are terrible games, man.
Nah, man. I do. You guys are right. I do think Frank is a little bit better. The other thing that I didn't know is that Ollie's actually been coaching.
Ollie's actually been what?
So he's not as inexperienced years-wise as we think.
Whoa, I missed a lot of that. Please repeat.
No, I was saying, I saw my line was going bad. I was saying Ollie's actually been coaching for a long time. Like years-wise, not like level, but years-wise.
Yeah, you know what? I think... So, I'm going to take a guess here. But before I say this, actually, how many coaches do you have who have done extraordinarily well, who are like strikers in the past 10 years or so? Doesn't have to be further than that. Can we maybe say that maybe we're part of where Ole's lack of experience comes from the fact that you're more likely that because a striker's position is more about, a striker's strategy is more about position, movement, goals, and technique. Whereas the guys behind,
you're not seeing the game.
You're not seeing the game the same. So maybe that's because you can actually see our forwards have gotten better to some extent. So maybe the other issue is that he's lacking experience in midfield, and maybe you think Carrick could help, etc. But look at Arteta, look at Lampard, look at Conte, look at Guardiola, look at these are all midfielders or defenders. Who else is there? Rickard was there. Koeman, like the list goes on. I'm not saying they're the only ones because
I've never thought about that. Henry tried and he didn't last that long, and he looks like he's taking a break now.
Nah, he's tired. Maybe the next best thing that can happen to Man U, because this guy has ambition. I've heard what he's been saying. Maybe at the next chance.
Ollie.
No, I'm saying the next best thing that we have is Quentin Fortune, man. Maybe that's the next guy.
Let's get out of here, man.
Wow, don't be
Don't be like that, though.
Max, don't kill the dream. You do not have to kill the dream. You do not have to kill the dream.
No, I don't need to hear the man's.
No, you don't have to kill.
Let me tell you something. We did this with David Moyes. You want to come coach United, go win a trophy or two out there. Be a club legend. Have something in your blood that says I'm a winner. Don't just walk into the team. Yes, Quentin Fortune won trophies with us, but he was a French player. Ollie is a legend, guys. Fucking legend.
Low-key French player as well, though.
Yeah. Look, I think Ollie's biggest issue is we don't have squad depth. I think our squad is tired. It lacks experience to go to the next level. If Ollie can find said experience or not even just talent out there to help us grow the team, we can actually challenge for third, second at least. But at the rate we're going, we can't put it on the shoulders of Martial, Rashford, Harry, and co only. It's not enough.
By the way,
Yeah.
on that note, I'm banking on Martial hitting 20-25 goals next year.
He has to.
I'm
20 is
banking on
the
it.
standard.
I think
It's what we
that's
expect.
without a doubt. I think he has
I
to.
saw him today.
And
Man
I
United
just
page,
I
pre-season
just hope he stays fit. I just hope he stays fit, man.
I
That's all.
saw him
But
at the gym
just
today hitting it, son. I was like,
oh yeah, I saw him doing his legs. But this is my big. I'll tell you, my biggest fear with Ollie, right, is it's not that he'll succeed or not succeed. It's when he gets fired, he would have bought players, and those players might not fit the next manager's style. And then we have to restart because we do not have a director of football. I don't want to have to it's almost like we might as well keep Ollie because you're already down this road. Because you don't have a director of football. No director of football, Ollie gets fired, we restart with someone else. That's the most frustrating thing.
It's been our cycle. Revolving door we've been in. Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho.
And
this Mourinho left something at the club we can use.
Yeah, but then you're right, man. You're right.
What I want to see, right, is that centre back and maybe Sancho. If Oli can just get those
the Monaco one.
Hey, dude, anyone that's better than Lindelof. Lindelof is not a championship quarterback.
Nah,
not a quarterback, centre back.
Same thing, bro. Passes from the back, homie.
Hey, everyone else. I mean, Williams. I mean, the kid wasn't the greatest, but he looked decent. And this is someone playing his first season at the club. It says a lot about his character. It's fucking scary to go out there and play with these men. And
at 19.
Yeah, I mean, I take my hat off to Greenwood and co. It's tough, but they've taken it on their shoulders to carry the team.
Yeah, no,
Lindelof, I really can't get the picture out of my mind. The nerve to go shout at Bruno when Bruno's just telling him what's happened. There's no excuse for it. No excuse. Speaking of which, did you guys know that Bruno played in the World Cup with Portugal?
Mm-hmm.
The guy's been around for a while, eh?
Yeah,
well done to whichever scout saw him.
He started from a young age because he's still young. I think he's about 23 or 24.
Oh, yeah, I think about 24.
That's younger than
maybe a bit
Lingard
older.
and all those guys, bro. He's young.
Lingard is old, guys. Please stop. Lingard is old. Lingard is old, guys. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled just because he dances with Rashford. Lingard is old.
You know what might be a good move for Lingard is maybe the MLS at this point.
So early, sure.
He must go find that girlfriend of his that he dumped.
She's gone, bruh.
Yeah,
Jason Derulo is chowing all day, every day. She's not coming back. Why is she going to go to be a celebrity?
He's not as big as he was 2 years ago. So, I mean, he also doesn't have that pull anymore. 3 years ago. He doesn't have that. But just on you talking about Greenwood now, Max, the fact that he's kicked Grealish, I don't think there's a clear out and out who took Grealish's place. But does this say something about Grealish? Does this make you look at Grealish and say,
no,
maybe we don't need him, one, or two, we don't need him at that price?
What Gareth Southgate was, is it Southgate? Yeah, Gareth Southgate said was that according to the system they play, he is not a fit for the system. They say that's the article I posted in the group last night. I think it was basically if they employed Grealish, you'd be coming in from the wing like Trident style, and Southgate's like, nah, I can't not pick Mason over him for that sort of plays. Like it doesn't make sense to Southgate. So I think it really comes down to system. If we're buying Grealish to do what he does at West Ham, is it West Ham? No, Villa.
Yeah. Villa.
For United, it works. But
what does he do at Villa? Doesn't he play on the wing and cut in? I'm just remembering that goal.
I don't even know what he does.
I'm just remembering that goal he scored against us, and that was from the wide angle.
You're the master of these little facts. What position does Grealish play?
No, he interchanges. So he'll either play in the hole, the number 10, or on the wing. Depends on who's fit. So it's not
But
clear because
leading,
he didn't play on the wing for the majority of the season. He played in the middle for most of it. But then he also played quite a few games on the wings because he's capable of doing both, and also playing as a second striker.
I think Grealish is a good squad player for United,
especially if you're that versatile.
What happened to Dan James, guys? Did the little kid just run out of steam?
No, he stopped training.
No.
No. That guy's whack, bro.
Look,
I'm sorry.
No, guys, no. I won't have that. I won't have that.
No, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you tell him, KK.
I'm sorry.
No, I won't. I just honestly think Dan James, Wan-Bissaka. No, but Dan James, Wan-Bissaka are types of kids that need clear instructions. They will run around for you. They'll tackle for you. They'll do whatever you want. But they need clear instructions. They can't be left to their own devices.
No, okay. Yeah. Are you saying to me that Daniel James does not get clear instructions? I think he's one of the players.
I don't think so. Because I think but with all that pace now, how do you make with all that pace? It's you sit back, you defend, like how we were playing. You sit back, you defend, and when you're out, and also because you're not one that cuts in. James, try hit the byline every chance you get. Try hit the byline and cross. Simple. If you can't get anything, you pass back to Bissaka.
Yeah, but the problem is he can't even cross anymore. Like, when last did he cross and it connected with someone? And the other issue is I
can't remember when last he played.
I don't know if it was the Man City game. There are games when we're on the fast break, and then the decision making is poor. Like, dude, simple pass or like he tries to cross to the furthest person. Look, I'm not hating it. I don't hate him. Let me make that clear. I don't hate him. I just feel like. And it's the same thing that Max has said before when he's talking about how much money these players get paid. I find it difficult to believe that when you have, because Man United has a quality squad, I find it very difficult to believe that. Remember, okay, let me give you an example before I even say what I was going to say. Remember Ronaldo. When Cristiano Ronaldo was at Manchester United, the reports that came out said that after training, Ronaldo was always the last to leave. He was practicing the free kicks, he was practicing his crosses, etc. He'd always pull in extra people. He'd always do extra. Now, I cannot say for a fact that he doesn't try to do a lot more, but it doesn't show. It doesn't reflect. I don't see him because he's capable. We've seen him dribble. We've seen him do a nutmeg or two. We've seen it, so it's there. So I feel like the coaching, maybe there's a problem with individual coaching in the team, but I also believe that sometimes players need to inspire that themselves. And I'm not seeing that in him. I think he doesn't know what to do. Fair enough, coaching should help or off the side, but there are moments in the game. You're a grown ass man. You're an adult. You've played FIFA. You've seen Messi. Like, do something, dog. You remember, and decision making for me is the number one point that I want to point out with Jam James. It's decision making. Remember, was it Sevilla? Well, who was it? Was it Sevilla or was it the game before where he got the ball on the right wing? Instead of just running like he should do and what he normally does, he said, today I'm going to try and jigga, do what Rashford does. And I was like, what are you doing, mate? There's so much space on the right. There was no one there. He can beat the person. And I actually implore you, if you get time this week, go look at
back to the game.
Go look at Dan James' performance, the last 5 maybe, if you can find some proof. I feel like he looks a little bit slower as well. I picked that up. I think he's become a little bit slower.
I hope not.
But I think it's about this confusion, this not knowing what to do, when to do. We definitely have a problem with, I think, player confidence with certain individuals. But 2, I think fundamentals, trying to be too fancy when we should stick to fundamentals. So, look, you made a good point about coaching too. Do we have the best coaching stuff to guide these youngsters in training?
Because we have a lot of them.
So, do we have the best for them? I think we have decent quality. I don't know if we've got the best, but guys like Dan James and them, they just need to go back to the training board, say, I need to do this, perfect the simple stuff, and then try and graduate to the hard stuff.
Because even now that I'm thinking about from what you guys are saying, even if you look at Rashford, The difference between Rashford and Dan James is that Rashford has an end product, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
he's got a little bit more quality. But with regards to just like the build up and just the thinking and how you think, they both make silly mistakes.
100%.
And it's almost like they both like sometimes they just don't know what they're doing. It's just that Rashford has that little bit of a more X factor, hence 20 goals. But it might just be that little bit more coaching to be like, when you get to this kind of area, this is what you must be thinking about. This is because Rashford also has a lot of like coaching to happen to him, just off the to convert that 50-50 type thing.
Yeah, because I honestly believe is that if you take Rashford to a top tier team, Bayern, to Liverpool, Real Madrid,
You'll improve.
he's gonna fuck it up. He's gonna fuck everyone up. I promise you.
Yeah.
And also, with Rashford, also it's like what's it? Technical ability lets him down at times. The psychology of what he wants to do, you can see the man wants to do. It's just that the body just doesn't have the right sort of touch at times, or the movements not perfect like he wants it to do. I mean, we all play football. Yeah, in my mind, sometimes when I'm playing soccer, I know what I want to do, but trying to get that end product
just doesn't come out.
But now this is different from guys like Dan James and them who really don't look like they know what they need to do. So it's not even a case of ability, it's just the mentality. I need to be in this space, I need to be that, I don't have the confidence to do this. I think we're also seeing the same sort of thing with Jesse Lingard. I don't think Jesse's a terrible football player. It's
Jesse's the same.
His mind is in its own little sphere, and God forbid if we have problems like he has with his family. But I think in dealing with these problems, there might have been issues. He never took the best approach or whatever. But I
also think Lingard is a lucky player. I was looking at there's a goal he scored. I think it was against Leicester. It was because he scored that goal and he went through the whole defense. It just looks like that guy. Like he does well when he's lucky. Yeah.
Because
you make your own luck, some say.
Explain something important to us. With that article where a coach, when they're teaching someone in their youth, all you're trying to do is make touching the ball natural for them, where you don't have to think about, if I put my foot like this, how the ball's going to land. It's just instinctual. Like when you guys at work, there's certain things when we're in the office, we don't need to think about it. Just type. You know what to do. Same like with these guys. They know physically how to touch and play the ball. So the real war for them is the mental side and saying, I need to pass like this. I need to do this. I need to do that. Once we fix that in a lot of these side players, we'll see them play like how Fred was playing.
Yeah,
but I think Liverpool has a sports psychologist as well. I think I remember.
I know that's essential.
In this day and age, I think you have to have those things. I really do. I think it's essential.
Yeah, even not even just for players, just for individuals like you and me. I don't know if you guys watch a show called Billions, but yes, it's a show. But I can tell you, from stories I've heard from people in the corporate industry, that some companies do have these counselors that people go and see, and it makes a big difference to your output as an individual or an employee. Because we live in a very stressful world, man. Let's not lie. Gone are the days of I'm going to make 10 kids and work at the rail yard.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But yeah, man, I think just once we put in a system in place and get us playing more and more in that system, and I don't know if it's a matter of Ollie's thinking, once I get my players, then I can fully implement my system, instead of saying, this is my system, let's play. Let's let everyone know what the system is and let's work with that. And I don't know what comes first.
Well, I think, was it you, Cakes, who said it once? I think you said, or someone in the group said that the way Ole is playing, he's made it. I think it was actually Max. I think it was you. The way Ole is playing with these subs and not bringing players on, not playing. It's kind of like he's saying, you know what? Actually, these are the guys I don't want. Do you think there's any truth in that? I think there's a possibility that could be the truth. He's just saying, hey, man, I want to play the guys that I want. But I feel like if that is the truth, it's counterproductive because when your main guys are
It
off,
is. It
you
is.
throw in these
Mm,
guys. I mean, that game that Andres Pereira came on, I actually felt terrible for him. I was like,
mm,
this guy's not a winger, bro. He's not Wayne Rooney. You can't throw a guy who's supposed to be in one position, who's just a legend, and throw him in the position. Think this young kid is gonna do it. I mean, he's a midfielder. That's how he started. This is how he learned his
mm,
craft. He was playing as what you call. He was playing at the hole in the hole for Brazil when he got that call up. Like that's where
mm.
that midfield area is where he lies. But now you're throwing him on the wing, but you don't want to play him. And I'm just like, man, like there needs to be better. We spoke about squad rotation next season, but maybe if he wants players, he should be saying that to Ed. I can promise you now for that full
And
120.
trying to keep the morale up because now it looks like he's just bashing these kids. Yeah, I hear you.
100% bring guys on the fucking 98th minute. Poor Igalo. He must just go back to China, bro. Make his money. Cause what
The
Yeah.
guy was probably thinking, yes, I could be in China playing 90 minutes.
getting paid
Yes,
millions.
yes. Nah, yeah.
So I don't know. They need to. I think the biggest thing that we need to look at is we need to get some players in, man. Like something, like it's
I think no, it's more scary. I think Ollie almost needs to wake up now to the fact that if I don't get more players, I can't continue like how I was doing. I can't continue with 11 players
No.
and only play the rest of them for 5 minutes. You actually need to find a way to play with everyone. There are too many games.
and we have a lot of players, to be honest. They're there.
Yeah,
We've
there
got
are
a
too
lot
many
of class.
games.
We need to
Yeah.
thin the herd. Thin the herd.
No, but Max, I'm saying if we don't, worst case scenario, we get Sancho only, and we let go of only 2 players.
Oh no,
Core
that's
squad.
suicide.
Core squad is there. You're actually going to have to work with all of them.
Suicide. No, you are right. I remember watching Paul Scholes and them chat after the Sevilla game. And Scholesy and Hargreaves were of the opinion that you need 16 good, strong players to contend with the full football season if you're a club like Manchester United. Right now, we only have about 11, maybe 12.
Even that 11 sometimes can be pulled back to 10, sometimes 9.
Yeah.
Rashford is off, Lindelof, you guys don't rate. Matic can't run the whole season. So you're just like,
with Lindelof, I think he can be part of the 16, but he needs to play the smaller games like Burnley and Co. He's not the big time come at the man sort of individual. So, yeah, what we actually need at United, minimum, we need 4 or 5 quality, world-class quality signings. We get that, we can start talking about winning Champions League and Co. If we can get 2 or 3, we can talk about winning the Premiership. But when we say 2 or 3, we're talking about maybe signing Sancho, then you get Koulibaly, and then you get Grealish. Now your prospects have changed completely. You can contend with the Liverpools and score of the world. But at this moment in time, even if Sancho comes, we're buying Sancho to come top 4 again.
Yeah, basically, we need him to secure Champions League.
Basically, especially if you just get Sancho only, you are hoping to just repeat the season you just had. That's your best case scenario there.
100%.
Let's not lie. We were lucky to come third, guys. We were very lucky.
I don't know how you pulled it off. Yeah, Houdini. My God. But no, I think the only reason we're top 4 is because Leicester fucked up. That's. I mean, not only, but I'm saying that was the biggest part. Leicester playing the way they did was terrible. I think it's one of those. Your top goal scorer. He is the top goal scorer, but he just scores goals, and he scored one of the best. But what else comes from that team? Are the clean sheets there? Are the assists there? Yeah, 26 assists, but maybe it comes from different people, not necessarily from one person. Or what are the?
To be fair, even when they played us, it wasn't their full strength team. But they also had a lot of injuries closer to the end.
But did they beat us in the first game of the season?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so I also think sometimes it's difficult to judge because sometimes the quality of the rest of the players in the league is terrible. Because Tottenham was down, Arsenal down again. Like Wolves were there, then they were down, then they were there, and then there was Sheffield United who were there, then they were down. So I think there was a lot of inconsistency which played towards that. But my prediction, to be honest, my prediction for United right now is I think we're gonna sign one player. We're maybe gonna sell one. I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't know what type of player, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna buy a player. I will be baffled. I will be livid. I will be flabbergasted if not one player comes in. Not one. Because they're gonna start saying some bullshit like we have signed a player and it's Henderson. It's like no. I do think we're gonna sign one player, but I think what's gonna happen, we're gonna see flames, big flames, and then all of a sudden, then you're gonna see Ole saying the board backs us to buy players in Jan. Like I see that coming. I see what's happening. We're gonna look to focus on
Yeah,
January market.
I see more something like that more because because even with the Bruno, I know we were heavy linked with him in the summer transfer window,
Yeah.
and we kept on saying, yeah, no, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and it just didn't happen. And I'm scared that the Sancho thing could be the same thing, where you are heavily linked, but just nothing happens. But that would be horrible. Honestly, we can't start the season with the same team.
Timo Werner.
Ah, no, definitely. Suicide.
Havertz,
Suicide.
We can't.
Ziyech,
Suicides. We won't get very far. I mean, Tottenham's
oh
back.
my God.
Arsenal is starting to fire on its cylinders.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Tottenham's gonna do well because I think there's not a lot happening there. So when you have a team like Liverpool did that as well, like 1 or 2 seasons, where they maybe brought one person or whatever, like they did with Hosberg or whatever his name is. You're gonna
Yeah,
see
the
them,
Højbjerg.
you're gonna see them. You're gonna see them come through next season. Like, but at the same time, we can just never forget about the self implosion button that is Mourinho.
That's true.
Hey,
It's not his third season though, so
this is true. Next year, next
so,
year you could
yeah, so you could be top four. Yeah, you could be top four next season. But guys,
what do you
if we
think?
don't do,
Predictions? Yo,
I don't want to do this yet. I do want to save it for the prediction show because I want the transfer season to close. But the thing with going late into the transfer market is that we are going to miss. It's 3 games deep. We'll be 3 games deep. That's 9 points. We could be anywhere from 3 to 6 points behind already.
What's our fixtures like?
I think our first game.
October, I think, is the hot one.
Yeah, we're playing.
There's a month there that's hot.
We're first playing all these guys who've been promoted. That's what I remember seeing.
Okay, so there's hope for us there.
Hey, we got Leeds early as well. Like, those guys are gonna come hot, bro. They're gonna say fuck United.
Nah. I'm not worried about Leeds. That I predict. I can predict 3 points from that game. They'll come hot, but no, let's not get out. We must respect United. We're not the greatest, but we're better than Leeds.
Is it home or away though? Because they could. It'd be tricky if we're playing away.
I lie. I take it back. I think I saw Leeds United. Leeds United has a tough ass fixture. Sorry. I'll tell you what it is. Man U's first 10 fixtures. Oh my god. So first one, not bad, which is Crystal Palace. Second is Brighton. Third is Spurs.
Brighton, yeah.
Then we got
Newcastle. That's the test. That's the test.
Then we got Chelsea. Then we got Arsenal. Then we got Everton.
Yo. So we got Palace and Brighton just to get the guys fit again.
So imagine Sancho's not even there for those 2 max. So Sancho hasn't even warmed up. He's not there, and then he starts with the hot games.
Which is that third game again? It was a bit of a cracker.
The third one is Spurs.
Oh, and then, I mean, now Sancho's only coming in against Spurs, and he must hit the ground running.
You know what? What you call it? Please, my friend, Greenwood. I'm putting all the pressure on Greenwood, my guy. Please. I know you're out there. You're having fun with Lamborghini, Gucci, whatever. Live your life, man. Live my life, my G. Live your life, my G. I get it. But please, my dog, please, hit the gym I need that guy to add on another 2 or 3 kgs. Keep playing PlayStation. Play with Messi. Get them learn how to get them dribbles because dribbling is good, but improve it. Get your free kicks on. Tell Bruno you're taking the ones where the left-footed players are supposed to take them. We need you, Greenwood. If you don't show up, we finish, son. Pogba, no hope. Bruno, sure for the first 10 games. Martial, I know he's
Season's
ready.
long.
I know he's ready. Rashford, oh my god. Oh my god.
When is Rashford gonna have time? Hopefully, I mean now he's in Mykonos, but when is he gonna have the time? Hopefully he's relaxing, but you just want him to just get it back because Oli is going to persist with the 50% Rashford. That's the irritating thing. Is even if Rashford's at 50%,
How old is Rashford now?
Still
Isn't he also 22?
22? Yeah, I think 22.
Just imagine this guy is the same age as Wan Bissaka, but he's carrying the whole Old Trafford on his back. Hey, I feel bad for these kids, man.
Yeah.
But that's how
they get paid though, Max, so don't feel too bad.
True. They do get paid. It's true. I mean, the guy I saw he's buying a golf course so he can erect a house for privacy. So life can't be that bad, eh? It can't.
You can bring me that.
Wow.
I can tell you if you bring me that salary that these guys are making, bring that thing to me, bruh. I know I'm 28 years old. Let me tell you, if you promise me at age 30, you'll throw me into the Man United team. You start paying me that salary now, my boy. I'll be there. I'll score 30 goals in the.
Get ready.
Yeah,
You'll get ready.
I'll quit my job. And I'll spend the next 2 years just getting ready for that moment to jump on. Pay me that money, bro. I'll do it. I promise you. I'll do it.
Yeah, I know.
Cakes, any closing remarks on your side?
No, man, it's just a whole lot of frustration.
Did we answer all your questions?
Yeah, no, we did. We went through all my points. No, man, let's see. Hopefully, this is a big week for us. Hopefully, we can get some signings.
Big week? It's already midweek, bruh.
No, I'm saying I was saying by next week Wednesday. I'm talking by next week Wednesday. So hopefully we can get at least a signing or two over. Maybe even sell someone, if Rojo can leave or Dallo can leave, just to show that the guys are working. That will be a good sign.
But before we even close, what's going on with Dallo? Are we saying he's pup or what?
Nah,
is he not up to...
Ole needs to stop his shit, bruh. Nah, dog. Come on. Give the kid a chance, bruh.
I think he's gone from chances wise. If Fosu-Mensah can come in and be ahead of him, Brandon Williams be ahead of him, I just don't think there's a space. Whether rightfully or wrongfully so, there's just nothing.
I mean, Fosu-Mensah is not it for me. I know you guys are all like, no, let's keep him as a squad. The man's not there.
He's not it for me either, bro. Look, I have mad love for homie. I do. I just think that we don't have space on our squad for players who don't know what position they play right now. We have too many of those. No, I mean for real. Like he's a center back, right back. He's a midfielder, and you can tell the way he plays. He doesn't know. He doesn't have anything special. He plays very simple football, which is fine because you have players who play very simple football, like Drinkwater did when they still won the league. Very simple football that can become effective. However, we're talking about elite. We're talking about young, promising talent. We're talking about guys who can beat. I mean, if you're going to play him, for example, if you're going to play him as a center back, for example, I'm not mad at that because what is a center back really supposed to do? He's supposed to defend well, watch the space, pass forward. You're not really too much involved in the extra saucy stuff. You know what I mean? Just be there when times are tough. Make the tackles, win the headers, those things. Then I'm not too mad. Defenders should be playing the most simple football. Easy pass or the one occasional extraordinary pass. So that I don't mind. But when you're playing someone as a fullback and he's supposed to be an attacking player or defensive midfielder who's supposed to now link from the back to the front as well, he doesn't do those things well. So, dog, sometimes you must stop being sentimental. Just take out the ordinary and bring in the extraordinary, bro.
The way, what astounds me about life is that these guys all play in the Premiership, right? And they look so plain and drab. It makes you wonder if you were in a team from the age of 13, do you think you could make the Premiership? Because it's astounding. I mean, we talk about guys like McTominay and Fosu-Mensah and Lingard like they're clowns, but guys, you know how hard it is to get.
No, you're not lying. Because those are kids that have dedicated their lives. Just like how you went to school, you went to varsity, they were playing soccer.
Yeah.
And now they get on TV and they're called average. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
You know, I'll be watching a game and I'll just see a guy take the ball down, and in my head I'll be like, you. The game will go on like nothing special happened, but you know, it's just astounding for me. It's a side point. It really has nothing to do with the conversation. But I mean, I think it's just incredible how we can call Lingard a clown, but damn, the things the boy can do. You know, we wouldn't even make
without thinking.
I mean, if Lingard was South African, you'd be probably captain of Bafana.
Top tier. You'd be top tier.
Speaking of which, I see Tottenham's made an all or nothing on Amazon Prime. I think that one will be rather interesting to watch. I've seen the trailer for it, and it looks like some of those players go in with their frustrations. So keep a lookout for that.
I've got Amazon, so I'll check it out when it
all
comes.
Or nothing. It's like a documentary where they film. They probably filmed. Yeah, they also did one for Tottenham now. They did it when Jose took over Tottenham. So it'll be very interesting to get an in-depth look to see what Jose has been doing there.
Nah, but it's gonna be. It's gonna be a nice watch, but it's not gonna be 100% true because look what happened to my boy in Ndombele, bro. Jose is an asshole, bro.
Has he left already?
Nah, but he said he doesn't want to play for the club. No one's gonna buy him, bro. It's COVID.
Bro, can you imagine after one season, and you're told to leave?
They must just give them. They must give them.
But then again, you were bought by a different manager. There's that also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look what Ronald Koeman's doing at Barcelona. Told Suarez straight.
Yeah.
You're not wanted yet. The bus is full.
Thank you for your service, sir.
But you know, this goes back to that.
What manager you play for, what system they play. Very essential. They can make you look good, they can make you look shit as well. Just like how your work, the type of work you do, and the boss that you're under. Exact same thing.
This is true. Maxie, wanna give us maybe the rant of the week? Going into, we're about to do preseason next week.
You actually covered the rant very well for me this week. Because honestly, I don't see a direction that Manchester United's going in at the moment. We all just sitting on on the edge, just waiting for an announcement, waiting for progress to happen. We're still waiting for the director of football, and I think as fans, all we want to know is that when the season starts, we will hit the ground running and be able to attack it. We can't have Sancho pitching up for Tottenham and then have the poor guy baptized by fire because it's a tough game. The only thing that I can say will save someone like Sancho is that he's English. He understands the culture of the...
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I think from a Manchester United perspective, we want to see more activity, more buzz, more ambition. And we're just not getting
look like you want to be close to. Look like you want to stop Liverpool from getting 20 titles. Because right now we look like we're okay with being on the same number of titles as Liverpool, and that's not okay.
No, I mean signing someone like Dean Henderson means shit to me. He was already part of the team. We gave the kid a raise, and now we want to announce that as fantastic.
Out of the top 5 best paid keepers, we have 2. It's insane, guys.
Rest in peace.
Definitely. It has to go to Leeds.
Is gonna go.
Is he going to Leeds?
I'm sure.
I don't know. I saw some rumor.
Honestly, if I was Romero, I'd chill at United, be third place keeper in my life. Who's going to give me £70,000 a week to sit on years?
I've got a family. My kids already started school here.
I go watch the soccer games.
Phil Jones and I just chill, become best friends. Still enjoy
I
your
still
salary.
can't believe Phil Jones got 100K a week, bruh.
New
Some
5-year
of the
contract.
worst business I've heard of in my life.
Do you not think Phil Jones sometimes makes it seem like he's injured just to not get sold? Because he's on a 5-year contract. He's on a
possible.
5-year contract.
It's possible.
So it's like, leave? No way, he's not going anywhere.
And it's 100,000 a week, eh? 100,000 plus. Can you imagine?
I mean, this is his last big contract. He needs it to get to 5 years. He needs to run it down.
How many years is he into the contract? 2 now.
Max 2.
My goodness. What have they done? They've sent us down the river. The only way for me, that's Man United. Eddie, Woody boy. The only way you guys I can forgive you guys. And I'll add you back to the Banterville group, to the Old Trafford Boys group. The only way I can do that, even if it's late, if you guys can deliver Sancho and Koulibaly, it's fine.
Yeah, if they get us Sancho and Koulibaly, I think we could fight for top 3. If he only gets us Sancho, we're fighting for top 4. If we see nothing like that, next season is a write-off. And when I say write-off, I think it's going to be like we'll finish 5th, 6th, or 7th, but we'll be riding high for a while.
I think we'll
we just won't have enough to get over the line.
Agreed.
I see us tasting 1-4-0 game this season. I see, and I think it might be.
No ways.
Yeah, dude.
No ways.
Okay, maybe not 4-0, but I'm telling you now. I just see Chelsea. I'm worried. Can I tell you something? If they get benched, where they getting this?
But they need. Do you know my thing with Chelsea, right? You know, a lot of people are like, "Oh no, but if you get too many signings in one go, then it's too much." They got Timo Werner very early. Yeah. They got Ziyech very early. So those two have been training. A left back, no one really cares. So the only new person that needs to come and gel is Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
But those guys are going to be firing, man. Thiago is apparently going to be announced this week.
Yeah, I think he was doing
Liverpool.
His medical on Friday.
No, Thiago Silva.
Oh, who's he going to? Chelsea,
yeah.
That's
how old is Thiago?
35, 36.
Do you guys think you'll be able to contend? It's not easy, guys. I'm a 35-year-old.
Yeah, I don't want to lie to you. I don't see that. I don't really see the play in getting a 36-year-old unless they're saying, look, we just need to stabilize this year. Let's get someone in who's going to get the Zumas and the Tomores to the right level.
Apparently Zuma, he wants him gone. Zuma out. This kid, when they buy him, they want to send him on loan.
I know,
I think what they're looking for he'll be the natural transition into for what's this guy?
Thiago. Once he goes.
That's good planning. I think it would be stupid for him to do that in his career now, but you know what? That would be good planning. You bring in someone who brings in leadership. But then now you go play a full season, you come back. Next season you've got a full Kai Havertz, Werner, and all these dudes who've been there for a whole season. They're gelling more. The attack is awesome. Now you're coming to add.
And then you just plug in, last minute holes now.
It's good planning. These guys know what they're doing, bro.
They're planning, They're actually planning.
But
because even for Liverpool, the defense was the last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, true. Well, I don't agree with that. I think, and I said this to my Liverpool friend. I said to him that I think, and you saw this year with why they couldn't progress in the Champions League. I think what separates, look, league form, you can't deny the guys were phenomenal. But I promise you, I think what's going to happen next year is you're going to see guys, because if you saw how Salzburg were mocking Salah, it's early, first game, yeah, cool. But I think guys are going to start adapting a little bit. Van Dijk has been making more mistakes during the season when he was...
He did.
More mistakes. I think they would need another center back because the partnering center backs are not great. It's good, but it's not great. They need another center back. I think they need another full back, which is on the right. This is what a Liverpool fan told me. They definitely need way more creativity in the middle of the park, because they have engines. They don't really have creative players. They have engines, and it works because you've also got a front three where, I mean, if you're gonna chase Salah and Mane, I mean, good God, man. And then Firmino's positioning is just clad iron, you know. So, but they to challenge more, like against Atletico, those guys are defensive beasts. So if you're gonna set up your team to just push and hold Liverpool down, you could steal a point from them, to be honest.
Mm.
Because guys have been watching Salah and Mane for what, 3, 4 seasons now. I think they're gonna struggle. But they got that kid Ryan Brewster. If you look at the Salzburg highlights, yes, he did well last season on loan for Swansea, and also now looking at him in preseason, even though it's still too early. But I mean, good God, man, that kid can shoot. He's a ball.
Guys, I have a question for both you and Neo. Something that popped in my mind. What do you think it will take for Juventus to win the Champions League?
They're finished.
Let's see, man. Let's see what Pilo brings.
I'm willing to bet 200 rand. Whoever wants to take me on, Pirlo will not progress further than the quarterfinals in the Champions League if he manages to get there.
I think he's gonna see flames. I think it's gonna take a miracle. He has to be a genius. He's already a genius footballer. That man needs to be a genius in order for them to win the Scudetto and even like make it far. I think
Scudetto, I think they can win because the lack of competition. It depends if this Atlanta team can keep turning up like it did, because they were very unlucky not to get further than PSG. I mean, PSG, that was high, what you call it, daylight robbery in the dying minutes of the game.
Yeah, but they don't have depth. I think that's the issue. You saw their best players came off and they was just done.
Yeah, but anyway,
the game was over.
Point being, Juventus has a lot of big names that don't seem to do anything besides dominate Italy. And I don't think the Juventus board is interested in it. It's almost, Juventus is the PSG of Italy.
You can't argue that, because I mean they've won it for what, 8 years in a row.
Yeah.
You can't argue that at all. But I think they're gonna. To be honest, I hear what you're saying, but I think they're gonna struggle next year, because if you see, there's some signings that Inter are in line to make that are like good stabilizers. I think maybe what's missing from Inter is a little bit more creativity, but the player that they're about to get in Sandro, he gives that deep line midfielder play and also some defensiveness. Then Napoli, was it Napoli? They bought that Nigerian striker he's really good. And they had a good team. Remember, Juventus didn't win by that much this year, so they really got weakened. I think they're not ready. Who have they signed? They got Arthur, so maybe that'll help a little bit. I think it's gonna be. They're probably gonna win in the same manner they did this year, or they're going to lose. They're gonna let go of the title by a little bit. But I don't see Pirlo winning. I will be shocked. That man.
Do you think? I wonder if Conte stays at Inter. I think they have a strong chance. But if he leaves and then they have to rebuild again with a new manager.
Why would he leave? Didn't he just start last year?
Yeah, but apparently he said he's not sure of his future. They even said that he might.
Why? What's the problem?
I can't remember the story, but I remember them saying that it's 50-50.
He keeps saying he wants. They don't get any support. No support.
That time this guy just basically bought a new team.
Nah, he bought so many players, but he's talking shit.
Bruh.
But I did see today he is staying. I saw the president of Inter today announce that he's gonna stay for the next season. Like, he has to. I think they're gonna buy players though. Like, I think Martinez is gonna stay. Even though apparently Man City is looking to put in a bid, but now that Messi's there, is leaving. But he's not leaving. We had this conversation earlier. They're gonna get a new president, then he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
Can you imagine how far it will be if Messi has to go to Inter? Hey,
that would bring some great light to Syria.
That would definitely.
I mean, we still wouldn't watch it, but
I mean, the classic duel, Ronaldo and Messi. Oh,
Maybe Messi Ronaldo, eh? it's cold on those streets, bro.
Yeah,
When all the
that's very
legends
true.
still lost the league.
That's very true.
Gents, let's wrap it up.
Well, you put it like that. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Now, thanks a lot. We'll be back next week, same time. I think let's pray and hope for a new signing by the time we speak, or at least some clarity towards it. Preseason, I think, starts Monday. So I saw that they're also looking to include like 1 or 2 friendlies. So let's keep an eye out for that and pray for the boys.
Yeah. In Oli we trust.
Hashtag Steve Maguire.
Anyway, yo, peace, KK. Keep on there. Till we meet again.